What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Look at this nice and beautiful question on the board that we're going to be solving. And the question says, find the values of x for which x minus 3 all raised to the fourth is equal to 7 to the fourth. Well, our first step will be for us to move 7 to the fourth to the left-hand side so that we have x minus 3 all raised to the fourth. And as 7 to the fourth crosses to the left, it becomes minus 7 to the fourth. And this is equal to 0. Well, this can also be written as x minus 7 all raised to the 2 times 2, because 2 times 2 gives 4, minus 7 raised to the 2 times 2, which gives 4, equal to 0. Well, the reason that I do this is to achieve the difference of two squares. So this expression can be written as x minus 3 all raised to the 2, and this will also be raised to another power of 2. So this expression here and the one here are actually the same thing, because from indices, powers multiply. Minus, so this can be 7 squared raised to the power of 2, as these powers multiply, equal to 0. Now we've achieved difference of two squares. So this is of the form a squared minus b squared, which is equal to a minus b times a plus b. So this is a property of difference of two squares. And if we have to compare what we have here to what we have here, you notice that a is same as this expression here, which is x minus 3 all raised to the power of 2. And our b is same as 7 squared. 7 squared when we compare. Now let's write this expression like this. So we have a minus b, that's a is x minus 3 squared, minus b is 7 squared, times a plus b. A is x minus 3 squared plus b is 7 squared. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases. We have this case, which is x minus 3 all squared minus 7 squared to be equal to 0. So this is one case. Or we have this other case, which is x minus 3 all squared plus 7 squared to be equal to 0. So we're going to be solving these cases one after the other. So I'll be starting with the first case. So we call this case 1. So for case 1, we have x minus 3 all squared minus 7 squared to be equal to 0. So this is a form of difference of two squares, which is expressed the same way as this expression here. So if we have to do the comparison, you notice that our a is actually x minus 3, and our b is what? Is 7. Now let's express this like this, and we're going to be doing that on the next slide. All right, so remember the property of difference of two squares. Let me rewrite that here. A squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b times a plus b. Now let's write this expression in this form. So a minus b, a is x minus 3, so x minus 3, that's a, minus b is 7, times a plus b. A is x minus 3 plus b. B is 7. Good. And this is equal to 0. So this becomes x minus 3 minus 7 is actually minus 10 times x minus 3 plus 7 is actually plus 4. And this is equal to 0. So there are two cases here. So we have x minus 10 to be equal to 0, or x plus 4 equal to 0. So I'm going to be having two solutions for x from here. We have x, the first solution for x will be equal to, as negative 10 crosses to the right, it becomes 10. Now the second solution for x will be x, second solution will be equal to, as 4 crosses to the right, it becomes negative 4. So we have two solutions for x from case 1. Now let's move on to case 2. Now recall that our case 2 is actually x minus 3 squared plus 7 squared. And this is equal to 0. So this is our case 2. We're going to be expanding what we have here. So on expansion, we have x squared. Now 2 times x times negative 3, I'll be having negative 6x. And then negative 3 squared gives plus 9. Plus 7 squared is actually 49, equal to 0. So let's simplify what we have here. This becomes x squared minus 6x. Now 9 plus 49 is actually 58. And this is equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation. And we're going to be using the quadratic formula to solve this, since this cannot be factorized. So using the quadratic formula, I have x to be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So what is a from here? A is actually the coefficient of x squared, and that is 1. What is b? B is the coefficient of x, and that is negative 6. And what is c? C is the constant term, which is 58. Now, let's substitute this into the quadratic formula. So we have x to be equal to negative b. B is negative 6, so I'm going to be putting negative 6 there, plus or minus the square root of b squared. That's negative 6, so negative 6 squared minus 4 times a times c. 4 times a is 1, so 4 times 1 times c is 58. All over, now 2 times a, which means 2 times 1. Let's move on to the next slide. Now on simplifying, we have x to be equal to negative times negative gives positive. So I'm going to be having positive 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 6 squared is actually 36 minus 4 times 1 times 58 is 232 all over 2 times 1 is 2. Now simplifying further, we're going to be having x to be equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 232 is negative 196. Now seeing this negative here shows that we're going to be having a complex solution. No, complex solutions, because they're actually 2. All over 2. Now we're going to be simplifying this. So this is x equal to 6 plus or minus, well, the square root of negative 196 is same as 196 times -1. That is it. So all over 2. And if we have to separate the square root, this can be written as x equal to 6 plus or minus. So splitting, we have the square root of 196 times the square root of -1 all over 2. So we're going to be having x to be equal to 6 plus or minus. The square root of 196 is actually 14 times the square root of -1 is iota. So I'm going to be having 14 iota all over 2. We can actually factorize the numerator. You notice that 2 is actually common. So if I have to factor out 2, I'll have 6 divided by 2, that's 3, plus or minus 14i divided by 2 is 7i all over 2. So these 2 can actually go with these 2. So we have 2 complex solutions here. So our third solution for x is equal to 3, go with the positive, plus 7i. And our fourth solution for x is equal to 3. This time, go with the negative, minus 7i. So actually 4 solutions. Remember the first 2, we have x1 to be equal to 10, and we have x2 to be equal to -4. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.